Hey, good morning everybody. Alright, so obviously today we're going to try to do some work on the car and put the carburetor on. So we do have the carburetor here. We've got the return springs. We've got the little bracket to hold the return springs so we can mount it on the intake manifold. This rod here, the factory linkage is actually a rod like this, but I didn't have the factory linkage. Could have went and bought one, but I thought, you know what, I could probably make one, so I'm going to see what I can do with that. And I've got some aluminum tubing here. What I want to do is make a hard line, if possible, from the fuel pump up to the carburetor. I picked this up because I was looking for these fittings. This is actually a brake line, so I'm just going to get the fittings off of here, and hopefully they'll work on this and work in the carb and the pump and all that. So we'll find out, but I'm thinking worst case scenario, I'll at least be able to run a hard line from the pump up to like right here on the carburetor, and then I'll just put a stub piece of hose, but hopefully I can actually get it to go right into the carb. That's what the goal is. So like I said, we'll see if these fittings will actually work on the carb here. I'm not positive, so but do that. And we've got the wire here, the hot wire for the electric choke, and we've got our vacuum line for the transmission, and then whatever we got left over I'm just going to hook up to the vacuum the vacuum pod here on the distributor. And I still need to get a bracket for the passing gear cable. Other than that, oh, and I need a PCV here, and I will need a couple of vacuum hookups, some big ones, so I may wind up putting a port in there for either the power booster or for, like I said, for the PCV here. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started on that, and I'll come back with you guys in just a little bit. Alright, so I got the carb on. I got the wire here hooked up for the electric choke. Got our vacuum for our distributor. Got our vacuum for our carburetor. Or not our carburetor, sorry, for our transmission. And I took this off. I'm going to need a different fitting if I'm going to do my solid line all the way up to the top. So I'm not sure if I'm going to hold off on that, or if I'm just going to, like I said, run it up to probably about right there, and then just put a little piece of hose to join the two up. I'm not sure. So I may start tinkering with that now and see what I decide, see how it works out down at the bottom on the fuel pump. But I'm going to mess with that a little bit, and then go ahead and take a look at this linkage here and see what I can figure out as far as that rod on that. I'm thinking I'm probably going to be missing another fitting as well. I used to have, which I don't think I have anymore, I'm going to have to look, a fitting that would go in here and had a set screw on it and a hole that you could just pass the rod through, and then the set screw on the side would actually keep it adjusted. So, but I don't know if I've still got those floating around, so I'm going to have to look around. If not, I'll just have to go buy one. But anyway, so I'm going to see what I can do with those two things right now, and I'll come back with you in a little bit. Alright, so there's our fancy-dancy little throttle linkage I made. I put a couple little holes, drilled them in here so we can put a couple of pins in there to hold it in place. That way nothing comes apart. Test fit it, works nice. Linkage works nice and smooth. Carburetor opens all the way up. Still got pedal travel on the floor, so we're good. I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And I still got to connect this guy and these springs. I'll get that done and come back and show you what everything looks like all finished up. Alright, so there it is. Got the carburetor on, we got the linkage, we've got the return spring. I only went ahead and put one return spring. I had tried two, and it was just way too heavy of a pedal feel for me, so I'm just going to go with the one. As you can see, we got our fuel line routed up here. Just went ahead and connected it with the little short piece of hose. It's good through here. It's not hitting anything or touching anywhere, so I think we're good. And like I said, we've got all of our electrical we got our one electrical connection hooked up, and we've got our vacuum so far. Still need to get the crankcase ventilation, so I'll have to put a hookup for that. But there is a big port right here. There's also a big port at the back side that I can hook into the power brakes over here. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Not that this has got a huge camshaft, but it might be a little bit too much to make enough vacuum, so I might wind up putting a vacuum canister or something like that in once I actually get it up and running and I'm able to check it out. But anyway, so for right now, got the carb on there. I do need to put the water neck on, and that's the only thing that's a little questionable. I might have to rebend this just a tad, but I'm not sure, so I got to pick up a water neck. But we'll do that at the same time when we do the radiator and all that good stuff. So, all right, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.